Welcome to Magic Tale World, where every story comes alive with wonder. Let's open the book and begin our adventure together.
Hello, little explorers. Are you ready for a story full of adventure, clever little goats, and a very, very tricky wolf? Well, gather round, because today we're re-diving into a magical forest where a loving mother goat lives with her 7 adorable kids. She loved them more than anything in the whole wide world. One sunny morning, Mother Goat needed to go into the forest to find some yummy food for her family. Before she left, she gathered all 7 of her little ones close. "My dear children," she said, her voice soft and warm, "I must go out for a little while. Please be very good and stay safe inside. Whatever you do, do not open the door for anyone. Be especially careful of the big bad wolf. You'll know it's him by his rough, gravelly voice and his big, black paws." The little goats all nodded their heads. "Don't worry, Mother, we'll be very careful. We won't let anyone in." They bleated happily and waved goodbye as she trotted off into the woods. The 7 little goats played happily inside their cozy cottage. They played hide-and-seek, they told silly jokes, and they danced around the living room. It wasn't long before they heard a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Then a deep, rough voice called out, "Open up, my dear children. Your mother is back, and I've brought something delicious for each of you." But the little goats were clever. They remembered their mother's warning. The smallest goat peeked through the keyhole and whispered, "Your voice is too rough. Our mother's voice is soft and sweet. You're not our mother, you're the wolf." And so they didn't open the door. The wolf was annoyed that his trick didn't work. He stomped away, grumbling to himself. He needed a new plan. He went to the market and bought a large piece of sweet honeycomb. He ate it all up, hoping it would make his voice sweet and gentle, just like Mother Goat's. Then he hurried back to the cottage. Once again there was a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. This time, a much softer, sweeter voice called out, "Open the door, my little ones. Your mother has returned from the forest with wonderful treats for you." The voice sounded so much like their mother's that the little goats almost unlocked the door. But just as the biggest goat was about to lift the latch, the cleverest little goat looked down at the crack under the door. He saw a big black paw resting on the doorstep. "Wait," he cried out, "show us your paws. Our mother's paws are white and clean, not black like yours." The goats peeked under the door and saw the dark, hairy paw. "You're the wolf," they shouted. "Go away." The wolf was furious. His plan had failed again. He growled and ran off, determined to trick those little goats one way or another. He thought and thought until he had a brilliant but very naughty idea. The wolf ran to the town baker. "Baker, baker," he said, trying to sound friendly. "I've hurt my paw. Could you please cover it with some of your dough?" The baker was a kind man and felt sorry for the wolf, so he spread sticky dough all over the wolf's big black paw. Then the wolf rushed to the miller's shop. "Miller, miller," he shouted. Sprinkle some of your fine white flour on my paw. The miller was suspicious, thinking the wolf was up to no good, but the wolf threatened to cause trouble, so the miller nervously dusted the sticky paw with bright white flour. Now, the wolf's paw looked just like Mother Goat's. He was sure his trick would work this time. He crept back to the cottage for the third time, feeling very pleased with himself. Knock, knock, knock. The gentle knock came again. A sweet, soft voice called out, "Let me in, my darlings. Your mother is home, and my arms are full of goodies from the forest." The little goats called back, "Show us your paw, so we know it's really you." The wolf slid his flour-covered paw onto the windowsill. When the goats saw the perfectly white paw, they cheered with relief. "It's Mother. It's really her." They excitedly unlatched the bolt and threw the door wide open. But standing there wasn't their loving mother. It was the big, bad wolf, grinning from ear to ear. The poor little goats screamed and scattered, trying to hide. One jumped under the table, another into the bed. One hid in the oven, and another in the kitchen cabinet. The fifth hid behind the wash basin, and the sixth scurried into a big bucket. The wolf, however, was too quick. He found them one by one, and, oh dear, he gobbled them up whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All gone in a flash. But wait, where was the seventh little goat? The very smallest one had found the best hiding spot of all. He had squeezed himself into the tall grandfather clock in the corner of the room. The wolf, with his belly full and feeling very sleepy, didn't bother to look there. He yawned a great big yawn, waddled out of the cottage, and went to lie down under a big tree in the meadow for a nice long nap. Soon Mother Goat returned home. She saw the front door wide open, and her heart sank. The cottage was a mess. Chairs were overturned, blankets were on the floor. Something was terribly wrong. She called out for her children, "My darlings, where are you?" But there was no answer. She searched everywhere, her voice trembling. One by one, she called their names, but only silence answered her. She was beginning to think the worst had happened when she called for her youngest. Just then, a tiny, muffled voice squeaked from the grandfather clock, "Mother, I'm in here." Mother Goat rushed to the clock and opened the door. Out popped her littlest goat, who tearfully told her everything that had happened. He told her how the wolf had tricked them with his sweet voice and white paw, and how he had gobbled up all his brothers and sisters. Mother Goat was heartbroken, but she was also very brave. She wiped her tears and said, "We must save them." Taking her youngest by the hoof, she grabbed her sewing basket with a needle, thread, and a big pair of scissors, and hurried out to the meadow, where the little goat said the wolf had gone, and there he was, sleeping under the big tree, snoring so loudly that the branches shook. As they got closer, Mother Goat noticed something peculiar. The wolf's big round belly was wiggling and jiggling. Something was moving inside. A spark of hope ignited in Mother Goat's heart. "Quickly, my child," she whispered, "run to the stream and find 6 large, smooth stones. Be as quiet as a mouse." The little goat scampered off, while Mother Goat took her sharp scissors. Carefully, snip, snip, she began to cut open the sleeping wolf's tummy. With the very first snip, a little goat head popped out. Snip, snip, snip. Another one appeared. One by one, all 6 of her children jumped out, completely unharmed. Oh, what a happy reunion! They hugged their mother and their little brother, overjoyed to be safe. Mother Goat then told them to put the big heavy stones into the wolf's belly. They quickly filled it up, and she skillfully sewed the skin back together with her needle and thread so perfectly that the wolf didn't feel a thing. He just kept on snoring his big, rumbling snores. The wolf slept for a very, very long time. When he finally woke up, he felt incredibly thirsty. The stones in his belly were so heavy, and he felt groggy and strange. "Oh, my tummy feels like it's full of rocks," he mumbled to himself as he staggered to his feet. He stumbled towards the old well to get a drink of water, but as he leaned over the edge to look at his reflection, the heavy stones inside him shifted. Whoops! The weight pulled him forward, and with a great big splash, the big bad wolf tumbled right into the deep, dark well and was never seen again. The 7 little goats and their mother saw it all from a safe distance. They cheered and danced with joy. From that day on, they all lived happily and safely together in their cozy little cottage. And the little goats always listened to their mother. Wasn't that a wonderful story? It teaches us to be clever and always listen to our parents. If you enjoyed our adventure with the 7 little goats, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends so they can enjoy the story too, and make sure you subscribe to our channel for more amazing fairy tales and fun adventures. Thanks for watching, little storytellers. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.